Collingwood. But as I said, it's a team game. He's out there. He's clogging up certain hit spots for Collingwood, and I think he's at the stage of his maturity where it doesn't really faze him if he gets the ball. He's out here to help Carlton win.
Spot on. So the second half about to start. We know the repercussions of a win and a loss today. De Koning and Grundy fascinating the ruck duels. Grundy did well at the second effort. Dow's a little give. Gets a second crack. Well done. There is Cripps to Walsh. He released Fisher on the right side for him, but he decided to come back in with that right foot. Dow with courage against Main. Grundy got back. Ball in dispute. Dow taken down by Maynard, still in dispute. Betts lurking, Hoskin Elliott, Eddie over the top. And a stoppage forward 50 for the Blues.
Righty, Tom.
De Koning again, very agile, knockdown. Curnow, toe poke towards Murphy, Adams and Main, and Phillips if needed. Just ensure former skipper gets halted. 7-2-5-6. Blues by 8. Start of the third, and Quainer finds a footy. Bullets it to Phillips. Cox, Wiedering just pushed Cox underneath it. Got help from Simpson. Handball pretty tricky. Hoskin Elliott puts it into the run. Not quite for Brown. Well done, Doherty. Then down the line he went. Little one over the top. The run continues. In the end, Callum Brown too good. To Main, to Phillips. Bit of a wait in the end. Myercheck just pushed out of it by Plowman. Spilt to Murphy. Quickly to Dow. Bouncing ball on the wing. Couple of players went at each other. Moore got a foot to it. Worked it towards Murphy. Main's got him. Ball still out the back.
That handball from Simpson, the little cute one over the top. When a team's pressuring you this hard, you can't be too cute and do that kind of stuff. Put it on the boot, take ground, and then squeeze in behind the footy.
Gibbons, good tackle by Grundy, and then Curnow's kick it over the line. It's great stuff, Hodgie, that insight. Murphy, little give. Setterfield's been pretty good.
Played a lot more inside today, a lot of centre bounces and inside the stoppage instead of being out on the wing or playing in those sort of sweeping roles. So it's allowed him a better look at it. And as Hodgie touched on, Paddy Cripps wouldn't mind who gets the ball. He can move around and it frees up, I guess, the contest for the likes of Will Setterfield.
So he absorbs a lot of Collingwood too, Cripps, just by being out there, doesn't he? A lot of attention, a lot of manpower to keep him under some sort of control. Adams doesn't get far. Walsh has been so impressive. Simpson, good tackle from Brown. And then Adams gets it back towards Main to Callum Brown.
Little handball to his younger brother. Tyler, short, but time enough for Elliott. Too high in the end. Murphy got him. Little wince from Jamie Elliott, but happy to move it on. Poor kick. Casbolt got himself out of trouble. Handball to Fisher. Cripps just shovels it forward towards Gibbons. Quainer got an unlucky bounce perhaps. Gibbons on the left. Well, he wanted Betts. Found Maynard. Handball's on quickly. Phillips has got a runner. Noble has to wait. Gibbons got the tackle. Noble released the football. Doherty, Setterfield, second year as a Blue, hasn't missed this year. Misses his man. Quainer, Fisher, stopped. Ball spilt. Casbolt fires to Cripps. Steps inside. Handball's over the top. Murphy tackled. Main got him. Quickly to Casbolt by hand. Casbolt almost runs himself into trouble. Finds his man. Doherty, Curnow, low ball. Mackay, not quite.
Terrific stuff, Hayne. Quaynor, Noble under the pump. In hard, Murphy held up. God, you've got to love that last minute, don't you?
Tom.
It was just bubbling everywhere, Hodgie.
Yeah, not a good sign for Carlton. Wiedering has just come off and has seen the physio, got his right calf strap. So I'll keep an eye on him. He's just sitting down. He hasn't tried to get up and run just yet.
Thanks, Luke. So Grundy's second effort spills it out. Crisp goes back to Maynard. And then Maynard, one of the blokes that Jimmy looked at half-time here and more. Good stuff, Doherty on Elliott. So that's the Collingwood bench. Cameron about to come back on. He's had a quiet one. Cox off for him. Wiedering, that would be a body blow. He's been a rock down back. De Koning probably got the better of it. Elliott been so good in the clearance area. So's this bloke. Tyler Brown cut off Doherty, spun, and then Curnow wobbled it forward only as far as Crisp. Haim, first goal, you just feel like it's building and building and building.
Absolutely. So 5 minutes have been played, no goal as yet. Quaynor receives, and then on the wing, little kick over the top. Is it okay? Not quite. Almost. Party trick. Thomas had it, went around out the back and couldn't quite complete the deal. Ends up with the Blues getting out of trouble. Doherty sends it towards Casbolt. He and Grundy, the one-on-one. Darcy Moore at ground level. Casbolt sits on him. Once, twice, almost.
Thought it was Stevenson's ball in a way. Anyway, it didn't quite get there. Stevenson sort of left it for Thomas, who nearly pulled off a miraculous mark, as you say, Haim. So Noble from Crisp to Moore, seeing a little bit of him early. That's what you want from Moore, that bounce to provide something. Now Dacos, she's run a long way. Lovely looking kick. Does it get to where he wants it? Cameron had a bit of it. You heard the call from the umpire. We get a stoppage.
And as you just saw then, Wiedering came back on. He just had a perfect test of his calf then as he's gone to push off to try and intercept. So good sign. It must have just been a knock for him.
Brody.
Blues by 8. Collingwood in a good spot. Simpson under pressure. Gave it to Cripps. Little fumble. Strong enough to get it. Pendlebury got a hand to it. An important hand in the end. Jack Martin needs to work it. Gives it to Walsh. Couple of players take care of him.
Seen earlier already Collingwood, their half back line, and having Dacos come up to the wing and provide a bit of width. They're trying to play a little bit quicker across from out of half back.
Pitternet, Grundy, Dacos gathers the ball, backs himself, gets himself into a little space. Then again works it forward. Here's a chance. Cameron wants to give it to Stevenson. Is he clever enough? He just floats the ball. It's out of bounds, no score.
When you're you've just got to run the ball on the ground if you're Stevenson with the kick, don't you? Easy for me to say, but
Depends if he was trying to go for a goal or Bruce not. If he's going for a goal, that's the wrong decision. He's either got to put it to the top of the goal square or take it over the boundary line, get a stoppage and let his defence set up behind the ball.
Curnow, thanks Luke. Good kick by Curnow. Blues are out. Gibbons. Quiet little kick down the line. Betts. Loved Eddie's energy.
50 metres. Isaac against him.
You could see that one unfolding there. Quaynor on Gibbons. Gibbons went to the left of Eddie Betts. Just lost him. Stayed too close. Ran into the protected zone.
Loved his energy today, Betts. I think the Indigenous round gave him a lot of confidence on the field. It was a strange night for him, but he talked about his son getting off his back because he kicked a goal and all the joy he got from that round. I feel like the weight's been pulled off his shoulders slightly. And that one's not going to come back. In fact, it's not going to make the distance. Collingwood don't get it over the line. Oh, gee, Pitnet nearly kicked a Dacos goal.
Maynard just contemplates. Runs his measure. Mychek lost his feet suddenly. Under pressure was Cal Brown. So too Cripps gets rid of a couple of Blues tacklers. Can he get rid of the third Setterfield? Was desperate and got his man.
Setterfield. Hold there, stay out. Stay out. Brody, keep coming.
Couple of years as a Giant, couldn't really get rolling, just a couple of games, and now settled as a Blue. Little kick looks dangerous through the hands of Mackay. Moore couldn't quite. Mackay got his hands on it again. Fisher feeds the handball. Gibbons pretty clever normally. Left foot fires it. Goal.
Well, mentioned Collingwood trying to play a lot quicker, but Carlton's pressure on the ball has been absolutely fantastic. They've forced some errors.
And it's not their natural way, is it, Jimmy, really, Collingwood? So right now the Blues look a little more dangerous, don't they? How are you seeing it, Hodgie? I mean, we've had a real arm wrestle for the first minutes of this second half.
Yeah, we have, and I think that those actions there from Jones, the desperation that Carlton are showing, both teams are having a red-hot crack, but the intensity of Carlton, I've watched them a few times this year, and it's really they're really starting to improve as the season goes on.
Gee, Dacos was good there, wasn't he? And then almost able to control it. Has to go back, Quaynor. Normally a good decision-maker, he just has to cough that one up to a teammate in Brown. Gets it to Phillips. So where does he go here? Short. Oh, no. And now the Blues through Williamson.
Well, important touch from Pitnet in the end, and then Williamson gets himself in trouble, out of trouble, and just buys himself some time. Long kick. Cripps and Quaynor take each other to ground. Moore floats in.
I think that's a lesson for most people out there. You need to be able to kick both left and right foot. He just got himself into trouble then. Looked like he was going to go into the middle, but then he got pushed back onto his left side.
Pitnet, Jones in the end. Both Blues flew. Jones ends up with the football. 8 to play. Third term. Blues by 10 points. Casbolt with strength. Moore pushed off the ball, but got back towards it, got his hands onto it. Casbolt tries to push Pendlebury over the line. Pendlebury clever enough to get back to it and flick it over. Almost about to equal Tony Shaw for games played at the Pies. Almost about to equal Nathan Buckley as games captained. Paddy Dow. Elliott hot on his heels.
Been willing to mix up their midfield mix a lot. You mentioned earlier in the call, Bruce, Brodie Grundy looked a bit tired, but Carlton keep rotating the two ruckmen in Pitnet and De Koning. They bring Gibbons up on ball. Jack Martin's having a bit of time, so they're willing to use a lot of numbers where Collingwood are going with the same 4 to 5.
Grundy did well there, didn't it? Elliott, Pendlebury. Setterfield got it from Pitnet. Fisher's been lively. Crisp, clever enough. Moore. Quaynor arched that back. And then he just has to kick as far as he possibly can down that line. Cameron made it a good contest, but Jones up for it. Boy, he's an improved player, Jones, isn't he? Hodgie?
Yeah, Jimmy, as you were just sort of saying then, I think Collingwood have realised that they're now pushing a high half forward up into the stoppage. As you see, they've got 5 forwards there deep, and they're pushing the extra one in just to try and balance it out in the stoppage and help around.
Well, Pitnet played for the free. Martin got the football, gave it off to Walsh. Now Fisher. Clever little play. Dow, handball over the top. Gibbons under pressure immediately. Can he get rid of the ball? Chris tackled good. Moore came and helped out, and they've got the ball, the Pies. Can they close the gap with a bit of ball movement here? Down by 10. Crisp. Towards Hoskin Elliott. Clean take after the bounce. Noble. To Roughhead. Now to Main.
So they've kept going wide here because that's the free time, but that kick with Crisp, you'd like that then keep going up the middle. So once you have it in the middle, keep going through the corridor. It's because they've kept going wide and slow wide. Carlton's had enough time, as we can see, get set and defence. All their forwards have got up high.
Hoskin Elliott. Couple of flyers from the Pies. Cameron one, Myercheck the other, but Blues again have got the answers at halfback. Jack Martin. He's about to pull the trigger on his left. And they combine. Fisher now. Out the back, Eddie Betts. Maynard had to be good and was really, really strong.
Great. Absolute saviour, wasn't it? A wonderful mark. He and Moore, we talked about them, Jimmy, at half-time. They've been pretty good early in this third term, the two of them, haven't they?
Yep, they start to win the footy. Crisp has started to get his hands on the ball. They've tried to push him up higher off the back of stoppages.
So this is the one you talk about, Jimmy. So they've been able to get it into the corridor, and Elliott's got some space. They ran off him, and he can kick a goal. And he misses.
So you can shift the attack and make Carlton defenders move, but they came up the middle. They didn't keep going wide.
Stevenson puts Plowman under pressure. The kick, well, ends up with Pendlebury. So can it be a 7-point play? Pendlebury looking for something inside 50. Hoskin Elliott, the first lead ignored. Stevenson doubles back. Mason Cox, Liam Jones, Pitnet helps out.
Thanks, guys. Mark, Brodie, keep that meter, Mark. Thank you.
Just on 5 minutes in the third. 9-point game. Grundy. He had a couple of Pies there. Elliott, Adams, they collided. Elliott, he lost it in the end. Simpson was putting him under pressure. Adams had a big month, having a big moment. Dished it out, did well. Roughhead, can he kick a goal? It's going to fall short. Mason Cox, Liam Jones, they fight each other. Here's a chance for Thomas. He's been dangerous around goals today. Stevenson to the top of the square. Cox with the height. Didn't need it in the end. Lost his man. And Cox can make it a 3-point ball game. Missed a shot earlier today. His first miss of the year. Doesn't miss this. Back to 3 points. Mason Cox hasn't been playing this game too long, Jimmy, but when you see him with a set shot, it is a very easy action. Comes in, does it all pretty simply, and within about 30 metres, you always feel pretty comfortable when he's lining up for the Pies.
Yeah, very sound. He keeps a nice low ball drop, gets the momentum going forward. Not a long kick of the footy, but he's nice and straight, tries to spear the footy through.
Nice contest here from Cox initially, just to keep the ball to ground, and then Thomas with his composure to handball to Stevenson, and no doubt Stevenson learnt from before. His first one, he had a shot at goal, kicked it on the full, and he said he apologised to his teammates. That one then, he had no doubt that he was going to put it to the top of the goal square for his big, tall forward in Cox, just to set him up. Whether he took the mark or not, it would have been in a good position to score a goal, but Cox did the right job, took the mark, and then went back. And as you said, the goal kicking's a little bit hesitant, and he just tapped it, but it went straight, and the Magpies really needed that one.
He's having a fair day. Luke, did you play one-on-one against him at all, Cox? I mean,
I would have played in front of him. There was no way, with my athleticism compared to his height, I would have matched up on him.
Just wondering how difficult he would be when he's on song because of the height and everything.
I think with that's where they got to use it to their advantage and put the ball in front of him. You can't put it on his head because defenders are probably stronger than him, will be able to move him out of the road. So put it in front of him, let him run and jump and use his height and make the defender either chop an arm or push him in the back, as we've seen today so far.
So Adams forward, Pies getting that margin back to less than a kick. It's been a fabulous third term with just one goal scored. Carlton have a couple of times in this quarter looked like they might break away, haven't they? But they haven't been able to quite close the deal. Collingwood have stood up well. So Cameron giving Grundy that chop out that he'll need. Phillips, little give. Adams, Archie's back, having a good third term. Back to Tyler Brown. Not a great handball for Phillips. Pendlebury, Cameron, Dacos, normally a good user. Thinking about it, going hard and high. Oh, clever Stevenson. He's been the threat all day, hasn't he? He plays it on, and he misses. That kick around the corner, so much more comfortable for players these days, but he misses.
Just notice after the Mason Cox goal, perhaps Chadwick Boseman, there's been a lot of tributes around the world this week. Fabulous actor, died of cancer. Well, so much too early.
Played the role as Black Panther.
Yeah. Read a lot about him this week. So Walsh for the Blues. 2-point leaders at the moment. Cripps, can he drag his team over the line against the old rival? The Pies kick the last. Martin and Betts in the end. 2.5 to play before three-quarter time. Down the line, Casbolt didn't read it well in the air. Maynard keen to keep it in and does. Jack Crisp to Madgen. Madgen from half-back. Long ball. Jones not quite. Can he get back and get there? Or is the speed of Thomas too quick? Thomas had the ball dislodged, spills out the back. Callum Brown wants it. So too does Williamson. He got it somehow to Walsh. Simpson, little one. Very good to Murphy.
Walsh excellent there, wasn't he? I mean, able to actually release the ball effectively with a hard tackle on him. Murphy with that traditional kick of his, that careful one. Pitnet just didn't quite stick it. Maynard, much better third term, having a fabulous season. Adams, digging in deep, Adams, isn't he? A lot talked about in Adams and Cripps before the match. I know Pendlebury and Cripps as well, but just Both of them coaches' vouchers in the last 4 weeks. Both of them with big numbers. Well, Adams today having a really big third term. Moore. Doherty to cut it off. Back to Moore. And Hodgie, what have you got, mate?
Yeah, guys, we just had Jamie Ellett just came to the bench then and then ran straight down to the room. So he didn't look in too much of an issue, but he had a bit of a sprint down there. So I'll let you know when he comes back up.
De Koning and Cameron, Betts lurking. Controls the football, just couldn't take it cleanly. Plenty of pies stopping him. He hit the contest at speed, just didn't take it cleanly, but it just looked like a Betts special coming the Blues' way. A minute to play in the third. 15 metres from the Blues' goal. Cameron over the top. Maynard thought about Crisp. Here's Simpson. Careful little kick. Jack Martin on the lead, who'll kick just on 50. Just thinking about Simpson to Martin. One in his first year at the Blues, one in his 18th season. If you're a Blues fan under the age of about 23, you wouldn't know the Blues without Cade Simpson. So Jack Martin to extend this lead. Close to three-quarter time. Decides to look at an option. Well, he went for Cripps. He didn't find him. Walsh wants Cripps. He didn't find him either. It comes unstuck. Tyler Brown heads towards space. Williamson, Thomas. It all amounts to nothing for the Blues.
I thought he had the trip, Martin, to be honest. He's got a good long leg. Just overcooked the kick a bit. So maybe the last chance for Carlton to extend their lead has gone in the third quarter. It's all set up for a fantastic last term. Adams holding the footy.
Carlton. Hold there,
But the clock's the enemy now. And that'll do. So just the one goal in the third quarter. It came to the biggest man out there, the giant in Cox. A two-point game. And Collingwood have been able to stop Carlton scoring, and that was their first job.